Call hello, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ruach HaKodesh. Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor, especially they who labor in the word and doctrine. To the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, go reading. What's in a name? A thing. Russia rebrands McDonald's restaurant chain. The United Snakes fast food giant McDonald's announced on May 16th that it would exit the Russian market in the wake of Moscow's invasion of Ukraine. On Sunday, which was yesterday, McDonald's restaurants reopened their doors in Moscow once again under new Russian ownership and a new name, Vkusno I Toichka, which translates as tasty, and that's it. All right, just a little commentary. So we know that McDonald's is a money-ass hungry company. All right. So, and we also know that McDonald's, there's practically a goddamn McDonald's in every country. So why would a company whose main objective is to make money, right, so-called, spiritually we know that they're just a weapon to be used by Esau Edom, which is the biblical name of the so-called white man. So why would a company that's whose main objective is to make money, why would they withdraw from Russia? And if you read down, it said that there were 850 locations at that time that McDonald's withdrew from Russia. So that's a lot of money. All right. So you can already know that this decision wasn't made lightly. But we know that this is all biblical prophecy because the spiritual infrastructure for the MOTB, which is the mark of the beast, to be mandated, it's already pretty much laid out. It is laid out spiritually. You know what I mean? For there to be nuclear war, for there to be tension with Russia and America, for China to think that they're going to be the next superpower, it's all outlined in the scriptures. All right? Now we're physically playing it out. You know, the people in the world, they'll just think, oh, wow, like, this is just another thing that happens in the world. No reason beyond it. But no, this is spiritual. This is part of the tension. This is part of, as they say in the world, the straw that's going to break the camel's back. You know what I mean? It's little pussy shit like this. This is like a little mini war within a war, right? Because this is like Russia saying, all right, well, fuck y'all. We're going to do our own thing. But the thing is, Russia and America, they're both the nation of Esau Edom. All right, so going back to this article, it says the famous golden arcs have been taken down and replaced with a new logo resembling the letter M and comprised of symbols that represent two fries and a hamburger against a green background. McDonald's former Russian head, Oleg Peroev, said the new company had settled on the new name, a closely guarded secret, only the day before the launch on Sunday. Right, you know, they chose Sunday for sun worship. And also, you know, their stockholders, their executive board, these niggas are witches and warlocks. So, of course, they're convening with Satan on what to name the new company, when to release it. You know what I'm saying? So, continuing on, there was some speculation on social media about how best to okay, blah, blah, blah. It says in English, so it means tasty and that's it. But that's a wicked name because we know that the ingredients used to make McDonald's food is aborted fetuses. It's ultimately just GMO. It's the lowest. It's not even food. You know what I'm saying? But to people in the world, they only care if shit tastes delicious. We live in a fast food microwave generation. And now motherfuckers are too lazy to even use a microwave. You know, that's how people live their life. Like on some JG Wentworth shit, if y'all seen the commercial. It's my money and I need it now. Right, motherfuckers don't want to wait. All right, so it says Vkusno Itoichka reopened on Sunday in Pushkin Square in what was McDonald's first restaurant in Soviet Moscow in 1990, when it sold as many as 30K burgers. All right, so that's Russia. Once again, like when two bitches are catty and they do like little catty shit, like you know what I'm saying. But that's basically what's going on with Russia and America. Like, they just had to. It had to be in Pushkin. It could have been anywhere else, but it had to be where so-called McDonald's made so-called history. The chain will keep its old McDonald's interior, but will remove any trace of its former name, which is biblical, because Russia and America are both Edomite nations. Their forefather is both Esau. So on the outward appearance, you would, to the common folk, they would think Russia is their own people, America is their own people. But nah, they're the same. Inwardly, they have the same spirit in them. All right, but it's like they have to almost go in different directions in a sense, because it's all biblical prophecy. We're going to get the scripts, don't worry. So it says here, initially 15 rebranded restaurants will open in and around the Russian capital, right? It has to be in the Russian capital to inspire the people, right? And then it will push outwards. And another 200 restaurants by the end of June, so they're false prophesying, right? And all 850 by the end of summer, executives said, right? False prophesying, they're saying shit that, you know what I mean? But that's their pride, that's their boldness. All right, this is interesting, their menu. So it doesn't have no Big Macs. And, their other shit, like whatever Mick bullshit they have, like the McRib or the Mick this. And they don't have the McFlurry, right? Because those are all trademark names. But other popular items are on the smaller menu are selling at slightly lower prices, right? The shit, most common folk can afford is just the value menu. You know what I'm saying? And that's fucked up, but it is what it be. Peroev said the chain would keep prices affordable. It's not about affordable. It's just about maintaining control and power, keeping the people dumbed down, etc. Most ingredients come from within Russia, but some items were not immediately available due to logistical difficulties, and because some suppliers have left Russia. For instance, which is all a lie, by the way. Like, you don't get fooled with this whole, you know what I mean? It'll explain itself. For instance, the company needs to find a new soft drink supplier after Coca-Cola suspended business in Russia over the war in Ukraine. So there is this guy that made a testimony. He tried, the food from this rebranded McDonald's, if you would. And he said that the food tastes exactly the same. All right, exactly the same. But the thing is, you're not going to get Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola and McDonald's are like Bati and Bench. They go hand in hand, right? So the fact that Coca-Cola isn't even Coca-Cola is like, fuck, y'all. Like, and we know that Coca-Cola and McDonald's are two major companies in this world. All right, so it could have been any country. Remember when China had a sign that said no black people allowed? McDonald's and Coca-Cola didn't do shit about that. But then this bullshit that's going on in Ukraine, whatever, it's like, and what I mean by bullshit, I mean it's like the media portrays it as it's just an occurrence that happened, but we know that it's all biblical prophecy. We know that all roads are going to lead to the RFID chip, which is outlined in Revelation chapter 13. Verse 16 on down, taught by the elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down. So, yeah, we're going to get the script. So this is Mark chapter 3, verse 26. This is Malach Hamashiach speaking. Our everlasting Father, Prince of Peace, Isaiah 9 and 6. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end. All right, these two, like, and we know that Esau, Edom is going to be burnt up. Obadiah 1:18 after serving hardcore slavery. But before we get to that part, just like in the movie, you can't just turn on the movie and know what the fuck's going on if you start from midway. Like, you know, you got to start from the Genesis and work your way through, Lord wills, right? So before we get to that point, Esau, Edom is going to fight himself by means of America and Russia. You know what I'm saying? And then China's gonna have a piece in it too, you know, Moab. So this is like going back to this news article. This is Satan divided upon Satan. You would think they're both Edomites. They both, you know, they like wickedness. Why not, you know, keep, you know, no, because there is a time and purpose under the heaven for everything. Ecclesiastes 3:1. That's Malak Shalom. So let's get Revelation 20:7. This is to reveal, right? To pull back the veil. This is Revelation 20:7. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. All right. So after an age, Satan, and we know that it's not talking about that red dude with a pitchfork. The physical counterpart to the spiritual demon Satan is Esau, Edom. Esau, Edom, which is the biblical name of the so-called white man, as a nation, they do everything completely contrary to the scriptures. But they have a purpose for existing. They are the Lord's whipping stick, his sword. Verse 8, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog. And we know that America and Russia are in the spirit of Gog and Magog. Right? We know that they because Esau, Edom is a plunderer. Like, he took the lands of Gog and Magog. But continuing on, to gather them together to battle. All right, so before you fight someone, what do you usually do? It starts with like dissing, like, yo, suck your muma and shit like that, right? Like all that bullshit, you know what I mean? Or like brushing up on a nigger, just like if someone's trying to talk to you, kissing your teeth, like whatever, you know what I'm saying? It starts with that shit. Then it escalates. Then before you know it, it becomes physical. You know what I'm saying? This is basically like the trash talking, if you will. You know, if you ever seen boxers about to fight, they this turned into a fucking show within itself. But like, it's like, I can't believe people take this shit seriously. So the boxers go like right up into each other's face. All right. Yo, I'ma fuck you up when I see you. Oh, yeah, you know what I mean? Like all that, like, you know, it gets the people pumped, and like, you know, a motherfucker might say some like a quote that's newsworthy. Like, Floyd Mayweather is quoted as saying he's gonna beat Jake Paul within the first 30 seconds, and you know they sell fucking merchandise and all that bullshit off that one thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we already know the spiritual infrastructure is laid out. Now, millisecond by millisecond and faster, physically, just the same way leaves are fashioned on a tree or the bones of a child are fashioned in the womb. It's just gonna come together. All right, continuing on from Revelation chapter 20, verse 8, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be beautiful because, you know, in movies when they show, like, you know, or if you've even played video games where you're one motherfucker versus, like, bare motherfuckers and you're just slaughtering left, right, and center. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like, you need an audience. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you need the physical part to the spiritual. And going back to this article, this is exactly it. You know, the people in the world, This is just another day in Babylon, whatever, they're trying to, fuck bitches, get money. Like, whatever their mentality, do as thou will, you know what I'm saying? But to us, it's like, yes. Like, yo, believe it or not, man, by the time you finish watching this video or have gotten to as far as you've gone in this video, we are even closer to Yahweh Shai HaMashiach's return, man. Like, isn't that beautiful? So we just gotta keep fighting, man, because he's coming he's coming sooner than we can believe. So with that, I hope y'all are edified. Shalom.